Welcome to Cloud Dancer Speaks. Hang on, I have to take refreshments to lubricate the voice. That's better. Right, I'm back. Welcome 1,000 times, as you all mean a lot to us. Well, today's a very special day because it's Mother's Day over here and in England, and Mother is resting, bless her cotton socks. Have you noticed she doesn't give out because it's Mother's Day?
That's because it's out big-headed.
See? So it's a very special day for her, and she works non-stop. Well, we all do. We have always had success of one kind and another with healing. I'd say about 95% success. But it isn't what we do, it's what works through us. But that brings us to people who follow witchcraft. They think they follow the old ways, they do not. You all heard the expression, do what thou wilt be the whole of the law, if it's will under love. That is not witchcraft. That comes from Crowley. As most of the so-called rituals come from Crowley. And this kind of annoys me in a way, because there were so many, he had so many different disciples, like Hubbard, Leonard Hubbard. He was one of the disciples of Crowley as well. There's also Yeats. He was a staunch follower until there was trouble with Crowley's girlfriend, as such, Thelema. So a lot of you have to get back to bare roots of what we really are and what we really do. Crowley and Gardner devised so many so-called witchcraft rituals that had nothing to do with witchcraft whatsoever. Don't get me wrong, he was a powerful man. He was brought up in a Christian communion. Is it the right word, communion? Called the Plymouth Brethren. And he rebelled against it. That's why he kind of looks at the so-called image of Lucifer, and to him, he was a rebel. And rebelling is a sign of freedom. Whether you think he was the wickedest man in the world, or whether you think he was a genius, it makes no difference. It doesn't matter. He was, without a doubt, one of the most cleverest men alive at that time. and he lived in very dangerous times because there was, the witchcraft laws at that time hadn't been repealed, or repealed, I should say. So he doesn't regard himself as witch. Witches are wise. That is the word, root word of any form of witchcraft, is to be wise. A lot of what he did was far from being wise. You are tied to the earth in one sense. You rely on the earth for sustenance, for medicines. You don't worship the earth. There is no difference really between the world of the red man and the world of witches, or those that are highly evolved, psychics. There's no difference. They communicate not with those that have crossed over so much, but they communicate with higher forms of energy. They communicate with the spirit world, to roam the spirit world. The strange worlds of Draconia, the strange worlds of that are basically astral worlds. They're not some floating around up there in space somewhere. They're here. Right here. Same place on Earth. They're just different frequencies. There are higher realms which are not on this Earth, which I've recently been brought to, but I'm not going to discuss that. I want you to realize the spirit world, so-called spirit world, is here. It's another dimension. It's just different frequencies, and there are hundreds of different frequencies. So when one astral travels, one is actually changing his frequency. I have many ways that I can change my frequency. When you get elated, and you're so spiritually elated it's overwhelming, you're lifting your vibration up. And the opposite effect is if you go into a form of morose or depression, you're dropping it down. How many times have you heard of alcoholics that see things? Oh yes, they see things. They see the lower energies, the lower, what's probably hoping to be a life form on this earth. It isn't by chance you have evolved into a human being. To do that, you would have to go through every one of the animal life forms. When I say animal, I mean that expanded. I'm talking about all life forms. Did you know, for instance, that even a rock is a life form? You say, well, how can that be? It doesn't talk, can't see, has no memory. No, but you can see it. That means it vibrates. If it vibrates, you can see it. If it does not move, you will not see it. The retina only picks up movement. Like you'll see a spirit from the corner of your eye. You turn and there's nothing there because the retina has picked it up. Because the astral being has dropped his vibration down so that you can observe and see. You'll feel, some of you will not see at all, some of you will just feel the energy. Some of you will hear energy, like sometimes Dark Raven one calls me, God forbid. Calls me all sorts of things. But you can call me mentally sometimes, and it's like a voice, an audible voice. I've done it with Adrian, my son, and he'll come down the stairs. What would you want? He picks it up as an audible voice. A form of telepathy. One day, very soon, I reckon most people will start developing it on a larger scale. So, witchcraft is a universal force. Whether it's the red man following the red road, if you compare the two, you'll find them very similar. Or whether it's the humble old lady in a cottage somewhere messing with herbs. Whether it's Buddhist or whether it's Hindu, they all fall under category. We just call it pagans. As some of you, I don't know if some of you have read the article that Dark Raven one put on about citizens' court against the Queen and against several members of the government for arrests to be made. This also occurred in Canada, and a lot of arrests were made with governments. Even now arrests are being made with government officials. They have bled the people, they're using the people to build up their own nest eggs, if you like, on the backs of the poor. And this is wrong. But they're now suffering because now people are being arrested. They engage in massive amount of pornography. Not just pornography, but I'm talking about paedophile. There's various articles relating to this. And it's gone out of control. This now, the Catholic, when we talk about Christian religion, we refer to the mother of Christian religion. I don't care what Christian it is, whether it's Born Again, whether it's Salvation Army, or whether it's Methodist or whatever, or Baptist. It's only splintered off Catholicism. It's only a splinter off the Catholic religion, which has been the bloodiest religion of all. The burning times, the hunting of pagans, the killing of pagans, the killing of animals that's not necessary, the sheer sacrifice of children. This all amounted to the Catholic religion. This is the people that they go to church with their little plastic effigies of Jesus Christ. And it's sickening. If it doesn't relate to you, if you don't feel it's wrong, right, you get out of it. At the moment over here in Ireland, there are many that are leaving the Catholic Church. Children have been abused. It's crazy what's been going on. But it's all come to light now, as will these government officials that are in power. It will all come to light. It will all be revealed. In Iceland, the government was completely changed over, and people that are interested and that work for the people are the ones that now rule in Iceland. They're not out. They don't get exorbitant money. They don't get exorbitant wages. They get a nominal wage, which is what it should be. And they work entirely for the benefit of the people. There's a little place that most of you have heard of called Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi, is it, love? Yeah, Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
And it's got the most futuristic city in the world. The city serves 30,000 people, I think it is. And it's run completely by solar cells. The houses are so constructed it causes a vortex of hot air goes around the house, and then when it reaches the bottom it goes up into the house as cool air. This is phenomenal. This is a complete city of the future. There are several that are scaling cities under this scale, and I think it is a step forward in humanity. Over here we run most of our electricity runs on solar, as we are nuclear free. We won't even tolerate a warship coming in here that has nuclear weapons on board. It won't be allowed. We are completely nuclear free. It's a pity we're not out of the monetary system that is being run like the Eurozone. We wouldn't be in so much difficulties as what we are. The people stand up for themselves over here. They stand up against the water charges. They stand up against the housing tax and rebel against it. Even the Garda Síochána, our police force, they are rebelling against this sort of thing. So it's quite right too. We are more than what they are, and we put them in a place of honour which they have disgraced. And it's the same in the UK and in the United States. The people put these people in a position of honour, and they've disgraced it and dishonoured it to line their own pockets. And this, I think, something should be done about this too. Adrian, how far am I gone?
18 minutes.
I've got 18 minutes.
18 minutes past.
I've done 18 minutes?
Yeah.
Will that take?
Yeah, well, probably.
Sorry folks, it looks like I've run away with a mouth again. Blame it on Dark Raven one, she told me to do it.
No, I did not.
She did.
I totally lost track of time, sorry.
Yeah, well, if you weren't messing with that, we're concentrating kindly on the camera. By the way folks, I'm giving out to my son.
Yeah, you're good at that. Anyway,
Well,
you should be giving out to me. I made you a lovely breakfast.
You made a beautiful breakfast and you did a beautiful dinner, and you messed up the camera work. Okay, so I gotta go, fast. Exit, stage left, fast, every bit. Have a nice day, all of you. And love one another, take care of each other. For that's all we have in this life. Namaste, Om Shanti.